in middle school, I wanted to be a cheerleader because I'd seen movies, all the movies where all of the all-American cheerleaders, they were, of course, they were white and they were blonde, but like those were the girls that were popular and those were the girls that were considered all American. One thing I did not know was that somebody else had to fight for my right to bear pom-poms. Right? And I learned about this story, Crystal City, Texas, 1968, 1969, where there was this young group of girls who wanted to be cheerleaders, just like I wanted to be a cheerleader, except their school had a rule that said only one of the four cheerleaders could be Mexican American, even though the school was 85% Mexican American. And so these young girls, they sort of grew tired of this rule. They also, by the way, could not be homecoming queens. They weren't eligible to even be voted by the student body as homecoming queens. And so these girls, they organized. There were other civil rights leaders from that were older that came to support them, to help them to organize these walkouts. And for 17 days, they held walkouts at the high school. Kids from the middle school and the elementary school also joined. Teachers from outside of Crystal City came in to teach the students so that they wouldn't fall behind. They were able to travel all the way to Washington, D.C. to speak to some congressmen and senators about the injustices that were happening in their school. And I'm very happy to say that the story has a great ending, in which the school board overturned this very racist rule. The students were also able to gain ground in making sure that they were able to have access to culturally relevant education, that Mexican food could be served in the cafeteria, because before that it couldn't be served in the cafeteria. They created incredible change in their community. And within 2 years, not only was the school board majority Mexican American, the city council of Crystal City, Texas also became majority Latino, majority Mexican American. One very sad part about this story is that, I've met some of the women who took part in this walkouts, who organized this walkouts. And when I meet with them, when I've talked to them, they sort of lament and question whether their story, whether their actions have had a long lasting impact, because they look at what's going on around the country today, how, our history is still not taught. And in places where we have gained some ground to make sure that our history is taught, we've sort of done a complete 180. And so they see all of this that's going on and they ask themselves, how did we make a difference? And what I said to Diana was, of course you made a difference. You made a difference in my life. Learning your story had such a profound impact in my journey, in my life. It inspired me to go read more books about our history, to go learn about the other Dianas that we've not learned about in school. And I feel such a huge responsibility to honor their legacy, to honor their story, to tell the story, one, everywhere I go, but to also continue to fight for the things that they fought for. We have to take it upon ourselves to be everyday historians, that the stories that we learn about our people, that we share them with everyone that we can. You guys are sitting at the public library, the beautiful Enchilada in San Antonio. They have those books in the library that we can go check out, that we can go read and really learn more about who we are in this country. Because for me, learning about who we are, learning our history has helped me to understand just how much I belong here, just how much our people belong here, and just how much we have contributed to the history of the United States and the progress that we're making as a country. And it's not something I take for granted. It's a big responsibility I feel, and I hope that I've been able to impart in you a little bit of that responsibility, and that you too will want to learn more about our history and share that history everywhere that you go.